by a few people buying a lot of comic books for investment purposes. Thus, he signed a toy deal with Mattel and a cartoon deal with Fox. Originally, he was dismissive of Todd McFarlane starting his own toy and entertainment company, but when those deals fell through, Silvestri realized just how smart McFarlane was. He would later comment that Todd McFarlane was one of the smartest businessmen he ever met. Marc Silvestri would try personally to bring his talents to another medium when he developed the story and character designs for the game Fighting Force, which was released on the PlayStation, Nintendo 64, and Microsoft Windows in October of 1997. A 4-player beat-em-up in which you play as one of 4 characters to stop the evil Dr. Zeng from ending the world, the game received mostly favorable reviews, with many enjoying the gameplay if it was still generic. A sequel, Fighting Force 2, was released in 1999, this time focusing on just one character, Hawk Manson, and going for a more stealth approach. A third sequel was in the works, but ultimately was cancelled. Silvestri and Top Cow would find success in other mediums, such as when Witchblade was adapted into a TV series for the TNT cable network on 2001. Starring Yancy Butler as Sarah Pazzini, it was a fairly faithful adaptation of the comic, with Marc Silvestri even helping do some of the writing. Despite being popular with fans and critics, the show was canceled in September of 2002, having run for 2 seasons and 23 episodes, reportedly due to Yancy Butler's alcohol problems. Witchblade would get a different kind of TV show in 2006 when it was adapted into an anime from Gonzo Entertainment, this time telling an original tale of a future Witchblade player, Masame Amama, who survived the Great Quake of Tokyo with a baby in her arms that she believes is her daughter, having lost her memory prior to the event. She returns to Tokyo 6 years later with her daughter, only to be entangled in a struggle between a large corporation and government agencies when it's discovered that the mysterious bracelet she wears is the Witchblade. While it would receive some controversy for using a new Japanese bearer over past Witchblade ones, it was confirmed this series does take place in a larger comic book's continuity. The series premiered on April 16, 2006, and ran until September 20th of 2006 for 24 episodes. Earlier that year in March, a Witchblade manga was produced by Kanechane, written by Yakuza Kabushineshi and artist Kazuza Sumoniti. This time about Tokiro Ababakire, a Japanese high school student raised in a Buddhist convent who becomes the latest bearer of the Witchblade. While a new character, this series is set in the overall Witchblade continuity and will be released in the United States by Top Cow and Bandai from February of 2007 to February of 2008. Another Japanese spin-off was a novel by Shakutase Ikuawa, with art by Makuo Uno, who previously worked on the Witchblade anime series as a character designer and art director. Published in August of 2006, it told the story of Yuri Mizuzun, a sickly 15-year-old Okinawan girl who becomes the latest Witchblade bearer. The story is set between the manga and the anime, as Yuri is the successor of Akira from the manga series and precedes Masane in the anime as the wielding the Witchblade, and as a result is also part of the larger comic book continuity. Another successful venture for Top Cow and other mediums was the Darkness video game, which was produced by 2K Games for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 for release in June of 2007. A loose adaptation of the comic book, you do play as Jackie Estrada as he learns to use his newly acquired darkness powers to take on his uncle Paulie Franchetti, who has him targeted for assassination. The game is a first-person shooter that allows you to use darkness powers by destroying street lamps and eating the hearts of enemies. The game received mostly favorable reviews, in large part due to its storytelling. The romance between Jackie and his girlfriend Jenny is a highlight, along with its unique gameplay, which has an immersive world that allows players to actually sit down and watch whole movies and TV shows on the television. For example, from To Kill a Mockingbird to the Street Fighter starring Sonny Chiba. Ultimately, the game sold over 1 million units worldwide, guaranteeing a sequel in The Darkness 2, which was released on February 7, 2012 on the CPU, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360, with Jackie Estrada now the head of the Franchetti family. The game also received fairly favorable reviews, and many once again praised the storytelling, though the ending is considered a bit of a letdown. Despite its success, there are no current plans for a new game in the series. Marc Silvestri later moved to LA to re-energize and his studio Top Cow and provided artists a creator share, which helped attract new talent. He also returned to work at Marvel again, penciling a run on the X-Men with Grant Morrison in 2004, along with writing covers for X-Men Deadly Genesis miniseries by Ed Brubaker and Trevor Hairsine in 2006. Silvestri then penciled the one-shot X-Men Messiah complex in 2007, which launched the X-Men event about the first child born with the X gene after the House of M event that wiped out all mutants, leading to a race by the X-Men and their various allies and enemies over who finds the child first. Silvestri later in 2009 penciled the Uncanny X-Men Dark Avengers one-shot as part of the Utopia crossover, which finds Norman Osborn attempting to create a Dark X-Men to take out the current X-Men team. Back in 2004, Silvestri would also illustrate the series Hunter Killer for Top Cow with writer Mark Waid about a group of hunter-killers that hunt for fellow Ultra Sapiens created by the government during the Cold War. In 2009, Marc Silvestri penciled all his original characters for the Image crossover event Image United, which was meant to be produced by the 6 remaining Image founders and written by new Image partner Robert Kirkman. While the first 3 issues sold well, they were poorly reviewed and the planned 6-issue miniseries was never finished. Of course, the price of developing new talent was when they got too big, they would leave Top Cow, whether it be Michael Turner or J. Michael Straczynski, but Silvestri was always pragmatic about it. After all, it's what he did with Marvel. He even understood Jim Lee selling Wildstorm to DC, and he thought it was a good decision for him. After all, Marc Silvestri continues to work with Marvel and DC while continuing to run Top Cow successfully thanks to its numerous popular properties. He still works at Image as well, being one of the many artists providing the variant covers for The Walking Dead number 100 on July 11, 2012. That October, he tried reviving Cyberforce in a cyberpunk setting again through a Kickstarter campaign, which allowed the first 5 issues to be released for free. Today, Marc Silvestri remains the CEO of Top Cow Productions and partner in Image Comics, living with his wife Bridget, who he married back in 2001. Like the rest of his Image founders, he has yet to equal the success of those early Image days in the 1990s. Though his and Top Cow's continued success in comics and the other mediums, Silvestri remains an example of how creators can set out on their own, and of course, his role in the founding of Image cements his place in comic book history. I would like to thank the chief source for this episode, Image Comics, The Road to Independence by George Corey, which features a great interview on Marc Silvestri. A great read for any Image fan. And now it is December 5th, 2019. Time for the favorite comic book of the week. Usagi Yojimbo, number 6, by Stan Sakai, which finds Usagi returning to the site of the battle that led to him becoming a Ronin, i.e. Master of Samurai, where it reveals his plans for the future, only for him to deal with an old grievance from his past. Another great issue that shows why this series is so great to have back from Stan Sakai, as you really get into Usagi's character and also a nice delve into his past. Showing he's an honorable man, but he also is someone that wants to finally move forward with his life. It's matched perfectly like Sakai's art, which despite being a cartoony setting with anthropomorphic animals like rabbits and rhinos playing samurai, it still has this great fast-paced action and beautiful landscapes, making for one of the best overall books in the stands right now. Usagi Yojimbo is continually one of the best comic books on the stands, this most consistent with its great story, and this issue is no exception. Great to have back. And of course, since we last heard it, we've gone from Thanksgiving and now we're full into the Christmas season. In my household, Christmas is Black Friday to New Year's Eve. And I figure I'd throw out some Christmas comic book movie recommendations. Some obvious ones are Iron Man 3, set during Christmas, lots of fun. Batman Returns, a flawed but still fun and quite beautiful movie and also set during Christmas. Also, some cartoon episode specials. There's, of course, the Batman animated series, which had the classic Christmas with the Joker, which, incidentally, was the first time Mark Hamill played the Joker in the series. And also, there is Holiday Nights, another great Batman animated series Christmas special. And also, the series of Justice League Action apparently had a Christmas special as well. I haven't seen it yet, but it apparently is a nice reference to the classic National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's very worth checking out, so you can watch Justice League Action, check it out. Apparently Oliver Queen / Green Arrow tries to throw a Christmas party and tries to get Batman involved. And it's apparently a lot of fun hijinks ensue. So overall, I enjoyed the holidays from hence on. Those are my little Christmas recommendations to enjoy coming up. I'll be enjoying them myself. Till then, go out and enjoy yourself. Good comic book.